们今天要讲一本新的书，叫什么名字
The Mouse and the Motorcycle。
你有看过老鼠会骑摩托车的吗？没有，我也没有我们来看看这个故事。The Mouse and the Motorcycle. A motorcycle fits for a mouse. Close up, the motorcycle looked even better than he expected. It was new and shiny and had a good set of tires. Ralph walked all the way around it, examining the pair of chroming mufflers and the engine and the hand clutch. It even had a little license plate, so it would be legal to ride it. Boy, said Ralph to himself, his whiskers quivering with excitement. Boy, oh boy! Feeling that this was an important moment in his life, he took hold of the hand grips. They felt good and solid beneath his paws. Yes, this motorcycle was a good machine, all right. 所以他现在有一台摩托车咯。The Mouse and the Motorcycle.
好了吗？
我们来讲 Chapter 1就讲第一章，只要10页左右吧。Chapter 1, The New Guests.
我想
我们先听听看嘛，好不好？因为没听过啊。Keith, the boy in the rumpled shorts and shirt, did not know he was being watched as he entered room 215 of the Mountain View Inn. Neither did his mother and father, who both looked hot and tired. They had come from Ohio and for 5 days had driven across plains and deserts and over mountains to the old hotel in the California foothills, 25 miles from Highway 40. The fourth person entering room 215 may have known he was being watched, but he did not care. He was Matt, 60 if he was a day, who at the moment was the bellboy. Matt also replaced worn-out light. 对啊 ，Matt。跟你的伯伯一样的名字，没错。Matt also replaced worn-out light bulbs, renewed washers in leaky faucets, carried trays for people who telephoned room service to order food sent to their rooms, and sometimes prevented children from hitting one another with croquet mallets on the lawn behind the hotel. Now Matt's right shoulder sagged with the weight of one of the bags he was carrying. Here you are, Mr. Gridley. Rooms 215 and 216, he said. Setting the smaller of the bags on a luggage rack at the foot of the double bed before he opened a door into the next room. I expect you and Mrs. Gridley will want room 216. It is a corner room with twin beds and a private bath. He carried the heavy bag into the next room, where he could be heard opening windows. Outside, a chipmunk chattered in a pine tree and a chickadee whistled, "Phoebe." The boy's mother looked critically around room 215 and whispered, "I think we should drive back to the main highway. There must be a motel with a vacancy sign someplace. We didn't look long enough." "Not another mile," answered the father. "I'm not driving another mile on a California highway on holiday weekend. Did you see the way that truck almost forced us off the road?" "Dad, did you see those two fellows on motorcycles?" began the boy and stopped, realizing he should not interrupt an argument. "But this place is so old." protests the boy's mother. "And we have only 3 weeks for our whole trip. We had plans to spend the 4th of July weekend in San Francisco, and we wanted to showcase as much of the United States as we could." 所以他们现在才正在过 July 4th weekend 跟我们刚好一样。San Francisco will have to wait. And this is part of the United States. Besides, this used to be a very fashionable hotel, said Mr. Gridley. People came from miles around. 50 years ago, said Mrs. Gridley, and they came by horse and buggy. The bellboy returned to room 215. "The dining room opens at 6:30, sir. There is ping pong in the game room, TV in the lobby, and croquet on the back lawn. I'm sure you will be very comfortable." Matt, who had seen guests come and go for many years, knew there were 2 kinds: those who thought the hotel was a dreadful old barn of a place, and those who thought it charming and quaint. So quiet and restful. "Of course we will be comfortable," said Mr. Gridley, dropping some coins into Matt's hand for carrying the bags. "But this big old hotel is positively spooky." Mrs. Gridley made one last protest. "It is possibly full of mice." Matt opened the window wide. "Mice? Oh no, madam, the management wouldn't stand for mice." "I wouldn't mind a few mice," the boy said, as he looked around the room at the high ceiling. The knotty pine walls, the carpets so threadbare, and many of its roses had almost entirely faded. The one chair with the anti-mascara on its back, the wash basin, and the towel racks in the corner of the room. "I like it here," he announced. A whole room to myself. Usually I just get a cot in the corner of a motel room." His mother smiled, relating. Then she turned to Matt. "I'm sorry, it's just that it was so hard crossing Nevada, and we are not used to mountain driving." Back on the highway, the traffic was bumper to bumper. "I'm sure we shall be very comfortable." After Matt had gone, closing the door behind him, Mr. Gridley said, "I need a rest before dinner. 400 miles of driving in that mountain traffic. It was too much." "And if we are going to stay for a weekend, I had better unpack," said Mrs. Gridley. "At least I will have a chance to do some drip drying. Alone in room 215 and unaware that he was being watched, the boy began to explore. He got down on his hands and knees and looked under the bed. He leaned out the open window as far as he could and greedily inhaled deep breaths of pine-scented air. He turned the hot and cold water on and off in the wash basin and slipped one of the small bars of paper-wrapped soap into his pocket. Under the window, he discovered a knot hole in the pine wall down by the floor, and squatting poked his finger into the hole. When he felt nothing inside, he lost interest. Next, Keith opened his suitcase and took out an apple and several small cards. a sedan, a sport car, and an ambulance about 6 inches long, and a red motorcycle half the length of the car, which he dropped on the striped bedspread before he bite into the apple. He ate the apple noisily in big chomping bites, and then laid the core on the beside table between the lamp and the telephone. Keith began to play, running his cards up and down the bedspread, pretending that the stripes on the spread were highways and making noise with his mouth. Vroom, 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 vroom for the sports car. Wee, wee for the ambulance, and boom, 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 boom for the motorcycle, up and down the stripes. Once Keith stopped suddenly and looked quickly around the room as if he expected to see something or someone. But when he saw something unusual, he returned to his cars. Vroom, 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 bang, crash. The sports car hit the sedan and rolled over off the highway stripes. Boom, 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 boom. The motorcycle came rolling to the scene of the crash. Keith, his mother called from the next room. Time to get washed for dinner. Okay, Keith parked his cars in a straight line on the bedside table beside the telephone, where they looked like a row of real cards, only much, much smaller. The first thing Mrs. Gridley noticed when she and Mr. Gridley came into the room was the apple core on the table. She dropped it with a thunk into the metal wastebasket beside the table as she gave several quick little sniffs of the air and said, looking perplexed, I don't care what the bellboy said. I'm sure this hotel has mice. I hope so, muttered Keith. 那你觉得这间旅馆里面有没有老鼠啊？你也觉得有哦？我猜也有可能欸。好啦，我们念完 Chapter 1了，我们有空再来念 Chapter 2吧。好啦，这就是 The Mouse and the Motorcycle Chapter 1。有一只好可爱的小老鼠，刚刚他在玩的那个摩托车就在封面，很可爱。好，李燕待续。